know it's out there.
Hello Nerds and Geeks, welcome back to Marvelous Videos, where today we are going to look at all the fantasy and sci-fi shows set to be released this year. So get a pen and paper out, because you do not want to miss all these fantastic shows. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin.
People always make fun because of the way I look.
It. Welcome to Derry. Stephen King has terrorized generations of movie and book lovers with his 1986 novel It, which is about the killer clown Pennywise who haunted the people of Derry, Maine. The book has been adapted twice, once as a miniseries for television in 1990, and then as two movies in 2017 and 2019. Horror fans thoroughly enjoyed these movies, and if you were sad that you would never get to see Pennywise again, we have some good news for you. Pennywise is returning once again in It, Welcome to Derry, a series with 3 seasons. The first season is going to have 9 episodes, and shooting officially wrapped in August 2024. Though the release date is not yet confirmed, we predict that we will get to see the show before 2025 ends. Welcome to Derry will act as a prequel to the movies, and we will finally get to know about the origins of Pennywise. Although Stephen King didn't write the story for the series, he has given his blessings, saying that he is glad that Andy Muschietti is continuing the story of Maine's most haunted city, Derry. With Bill Skarsgård donning his clown makeup once again, we are assured that Welcome to Derry will be a bone-chilling experience. Jovan Adepo, Taylor Page, Chris Chalk, and James Raymar have been confirmed to star in the series. Alien Earth. Arguably the most successful sci-fi horror franchise to ever enthrall viewers, the Alien franchise introduced us to the xenomorphs, the predatory extraterrestrials. If you are an ardent fan and have finished going through the movies, novels, video games, and comic books, there's finally new material to obsess over. A brand new series called Alien Earth. Written and directed by Noah Hawley, the creator of other fantastic shows like Fargo and Legion, Alien Earth is set in the year 2120. A teaser from FX was released in January, which shows a spaceship hurtling towards Earth while a creepy creature, which we assume is a xenomorph, tumbles around inside. Noah Hawley has given hints about the plot in his interviews, and thanks to him, we know that the space vessel is going to crash land on Earth. The show is going to star Sydney Chandler as the protagonist. You might recognize her as Violet from Don't Worry Darling. Chandler's character leads a crash recovery team, and what they find not only threatens their lives, but also humankind as well. Other actors set to appear include Timothy Olyphant, Essie Davis, and Alex Lothar.
In the age of kings and cowards, a knight without a name would carve his own legend.
A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. George R.R. Martin's A Song of Ice and Fire received significant attention through the much-acclaimed television series Game of Thrones, even though the plot points were very loosely based on the novels. 8 complete seasons of high fantasy and political conflict in the Seven Kingdoms of Westeros, which ended in a disappointing finale that people cringe about even now. The prequel for the series, House of the Dragon, somehow made up for it somewhat and has primed fans up for another sequel called A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms that will be released sometime in late 2025. With George R.R. Martin serving not only as the executive producer, but also the writer for the series, we can surely expect a fantastical plot. The show is going to be an adaptation of Tales of Dunk and Egg, a series of novellas that follow the adventures of Dunk, or Sir Duncan the Tall, who is going to be Lord Commander of the King's Guard in the near future, and Egg, the future Aegon V Targaryen. Peter Claffey will take on the role of the eponymous knight, while Egg will be played by Dexter Sol Ansel. A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms will be set 90 years before the events of A Song of Ice and Fire, and will have 6 episodes in its first season. Murderbot. Apple TV Plus has been producing hit after hit in the sci-fi genre with shows like Silo, Severance, Dark Matter, and Invasion. Murderbot, a new sci-fi drama by Chris Weitz and Paul Weitz, is set to join this list soon. Murderbot is an adaptation of the novel series The Murderbot Diaries by Martha Wells, which contains 7 novels that narrate the story of Murderbot, a cyborg guard of a futuristic megacorporation. The show will focus on the sentient android as he hides his ability for free thought while following the orders of his superiors. It will also look into the android's complicated relationship with humans, as he is drawn to them but also sees them as weak, incapable creatures. Starring Alexander Skarsgård in the titular role, the first episode of Murderbot will be released in May of this year. You can also expect to see David Dastmalchian, Sabrina Wu, and Noma Dumezweni share the screen with Skarsgård.
We will be crushed.
Is there no one who can help us?
Andor. Created by Tony Gilroy, Star Wars Andor is a prequel to the 2016 movie Rogue One. We get to follow Cassian Andor, the thief who later became a spy for the Rebellion, as he has a change of heart and gets radicalized against the Galactic Empire. The show also focuses on how the Rebel Alliance was formed. Starring Diego Luna as Andor, the first season, which was released in 2022 in 12 episodes, gained critical acclaim, with people lauding it as the most complex and mature story in the Star Wars universe. The second season is reportedly going to be the last, and will also have 12 episodes like its predecessor. The season will function as the connector between the series and Rogue One, as the finale will lead up to the opening scenes of the movie. Star Wars fans will know there is a huge time gap, 4 years to be exact, to be covered in this season, so be ready to see some major time jumps. Another major plot point of Season 2 is going to be how Andor befriends the droid K2SO, who is voiced by Alan Tudyk. Don't forget to clear your schedule this April 22nd, as that is when you can expect the first episode to drop.
It's only the beginning.
Star City. Ronald D. Moore, Ben Nadevi, and Matt Walpart's Star City is a spin-off of the Apple TV Plus series For All Mankind that premiered on November 2019. The 4-season show For All Mankind was set in an alternate timeline where the space race never ended and was initially set in 1969, with each season focusing on a different decade. Although For All Mankind has been renewed for a 5th season, fans were delighted to hear the announcement for a spin-off series called Star City. According to the press release by Apple TV Plus, the show is going to be paranoid, propulsive, and thrilling, and will take us back to the key moment that started the space race, which is when the Soviet Union became the first country to land a man on the moon. The show is created by the same people who created For All Mankind, and will explore the lives of engineers, cosmonauts, and intelligence officers of the Soviet Union and the risks they took for mankind. Shooting has begun in Lithuania, and we hope we get to see the show by the end of 2025.
I know where to find them.
The Last of Us. Based on the video game of the same name, Craig Mazin and Neil Druckmann's The Last of Us is set in a world plagued by a pandemic caused by a mass fungal infection that turns whoever is infected into zombie-like creatures. Thanks to this, society has collapsed, and 20 years into this pandemic, Joel Miller, a middle-aged survivor, agrees to take a young girl named Ellie out of the quarantine zone and across the United States of America. The second season will be set 5 years after what happened in the first season, and along with Joel and Ellie, we will get to see Abby. If you are familiar with the video game, you will remember Abby as a vindictive soldier of the Washington Liberation Front who wants to kill Joel as he killed Abby's father. Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey will return as Joel and Ellie respectively, and will be joined by Caitlin Dever, who is going to play Abby. With 7 episodes, the show is set to be released on April 13th of this year. Actors Young Manzino, Isabella Merced, and Catherine O'Hara are also cast in the new season.
I have a daughter.
The Black Dagger Brotherhood. The Black Dagger Brotherhood is a society of vampire warriors who live together and fight against the Lessers, a race of humans without souls. This brotherhood is the brainchild of author J.D. Ward, who explored the adventures of the Brotherhood in an ongoing series of novels that currently has 13 novels. Ward also wrote spin-off series Black Dagger Legacy, Prison Camp, Fallen Angels, and The Lair of the Wolven. If the books left you wanting for more, get ready for the TV series adaptation, which is going to be directed by Tosca Musk and will drop on Passionflix, a streaming service with a special emphasis on passion and romance. So you can expect the Black Dagger Brotherhood to have some steamy romance along with the gritty action. Each season will be based on a book, and the first is an adaptation of the 2005 novel Dark Lover. The cast includes Olivia Applegate, Robert Masur, Andrew Burnett, and Sia Zami. Head to Passionflix in the summer of 2025 to meet all the vampires and learn about their foes.
It's the internet. It's been pure torture. Thank you.
Wednesday, the brooding, black-loving daughter of the Addams family, is easily the most likable person in the supernatural family created by the cartoonist Charles Addams. So it was no wonder that she got a show all for herself in 2022 when Alfred Gough and Miles Miller created Wednesday for Netflix. With Tim Burton, who has a penchant for exploring goth aesthetics, serving as an executive producer and director for a couple of episodes, the first season ran for 8 episodes as Wednesday Addams tried to solve a mysterious murder in her new school. The show won 4 Primetime Emmy Awards, and Jenna Ortega's portrayal was commended by critics and fans alike. After this, it was no surprise to anybody that Netflix decided to renew the show for another season. It was radio silence about the show after 2023, but now Netflix has officially confirmed that shooting has wrapped, and you can expect to see Wednesday and her psychic powers in full throttle by the end of 2025.
He's not going to stop. Not until he's taken everyone.
Stranger Things. With numerous awards and critical acclaim, Duffer Brothers' Stranger Things is a show that nearly everyone knows about, or at least has heard of. Set in Hawkins, Indiana, Stranger Things is about a group of kids, Mike, Will, Lucas, and Dustin, who meet Eleven, played by Millie Bobby Brown, a girl with psychokinetic powers who escaped a nearby lab. The kids also find out that the lab opened up a portal to the Upside Down, a dark alternate dimension, and get embroiled in an inter-realm conflict. A combination of 80s nostalgia, fantasy, sci-fi, and supernatural elements, Stranger Things will return for a final season that will air sometime in late 2025. Expectations are definitely high as we join the gang one last time to figure out the secrets of the Upside Down and restore peace again in Hawkins. Common faces of Stranger Things like Finn Wolfhard, Callum MacLachlan, Sadie Sink, Joe Keery, and Winona Ryder are expected to reprise their roles. We can't wait to see what new threats hide in the Upside Down.
I'd never seen anything like it.
Black Mirror. On 10th of April 2025, get ready for another creepy season of Black Mirror. The British anthological show set in the very near dystopic future keeps making us think about the overuse of technology in our day-to-day life. Created by Charlie Brooker, the show currently has 6 seasons, 1 special, and an interactive movie. Season 7 has been scheduled to release on April 10th, and as usual, you can expect a star-studded cast to lead you down a fascinating time. You can also expect the very first sequel in Black Mirror as we get to find out what happened after USS Callister, the first episode of Season 4.
Is Dante.
Devil May Cry. Hideki Kamiya's Devil May Cry series of video games follow Dante, a demon hunter, and his efforts to quell demonic invasions on Earth. In 2007, Shin Itagaki adapted them into an anime that ran for 12 episodes. The anime wasn't hugely successful, but looks like Dante is getting another chance at stardom as an animated hero, as Netflix is all prepared to release another animated series based on this game on April 3rd, 2025. Johnny Young Bosch, who has voiced popular characters in shows like Bleach, Naruto, Shippuden, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Neon Genesis Evangelion, and Barbie Dreamhouse Adventures, will lend his voice to Dante. Creator Adi Shankar has hinted at the show sharing a bootleg multiverse with Castlevania.
All the games then.
Doctor, you need to get me home.
Doctor Who. Created by Sidney Newman, C.E. Weber, and Donald Wilson, Doctor Who is a show that follows the adventures of the extraterrestrial creature who is only known as the Doctor, as he travels into different planets and timelines in his TARDIS, a spaceship that resembles a blue police box. 14 actors have led the show as the Doctor, and currently Nkuti Gatwa holds the title, and it will be his 2nd season in the role. Head writer and executive producer Russell T. Davies returns to lead the Doctor for his 6th year in season 15. He will be joined by his companion Ruby Sunday, who is portrayed by Millie Gibson. Virata Sethu will also join the cast of the Doctor's new companion, Belinda Chandra. Catch the Doctor on BBC One and BBC iPlayer on the 12th of April to catch all of his new adventures across time and space. Gen V, loosely based on the story arc called We Gotta Go Now, in the Boys comic book series by Garth Ennis, John Higgins, and Derek Robertsons, Gen V was created by Eric Kripke, Craig Rosenberg, and Evan Goldberg. It also acts as a spin-off of the show The Boys by Kripke. Gen V follows the daily lives of students at the Goldokin University School of Crime Fighting, where future superheroes are trained and given a chance to join Vought International's elite superhero team, the Seven. Like every organization associated with superheroes in the Boys universe, Goldokin Uni has some skeletons in the closet, and the students have to figure out what kind of role they would want to take as superheroes. The main cast includes Jazz Sinclair as Marie Morrow, the protagonist with the power to manipulate blood, Asa German as Sam Jordan, a student with superhuman strength, and Lizzie Broadway as Emma Mayer, who goes by Little Cricket as she can change her size. Gen V will return for a 2nd season in 2025, and we are truly on tenterhooks to see this, as Gen V's storyline might influence the finale of The Boys. Marvelous Verdict. We hope your binge list has been sufficiently satisfied with our list. Which one of these shows are you looking forward to seeing the most? Let us know in the comments.